Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cohn Phone, day 2 of the Cohn Phone, Sunday Cohn Phone. As we do now, I start 15 minutes early, give you a little spiel, what's on my mind, give you something to think about, and then the next hour plus is your show. So listen to me first, and then you guys call in. I'll drop the link in the comment section in the description. Think about it this way. If you notice, I cut these streams up and post them by topic. So there'll be a video of me and you talking about a topic. So I want you to do about 4 to 5 minutes and try to focus on one thing. That way, the video I post of you and me talking on YouTube could go viral. You could have a video on YouTube of 10,000 views, 20,000 views. So bring it. 4 to 5 minutes, one topic, me and you. I'm just since this is your show, I'm your manager here. I'm just trying to make you guys famous. All right? Trying to help you guys bring your A game. Okay. Let's talk about the news of the night. So I went to sleep around 9 o'clock last night. I was tired. Long week. Stuff started popping off after that on Twitter. I'm over here expecting the Niners to announce Trent Williams' extension before free agency because clearly they don't want to let him get to free agency. But instead, after I go to bed, so I go to bed around 9, wake up around 1, check my phone, and everyone's still awake and drunk, basically, like tweeting hashtag Kyle. And I'm trying so hard to figure out, what are people talking about? What does this mean? I couldn't figure it out. Everyone was just having a good time. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and try to figure this out. I pieced it together. Let me see if this is my theory. So the Niners' number one priority has been re-signing Trent Williams all offseason. They've earmarked so much money. It's going to cost at least $23.5 million annually to keep him. At least. Because there could be other teams in other states who offer the same, that have less state taxes, and the Niners could have to come back over the top. So the Niners been making this full court press to get Trent Williams to sign and agree to something before free agency. He won't do it. Hasn't done it yet. And so we get these cryptic tweets. One from Jed York saying he loves everyone in the Niners organization, loves Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. What's all this emotion coming from? And John Lynch says, "Hey, Niner fans, do you guys like juice?" So everyone's thinking, like, are Jed and John wasted? Are they drunk? Jed doesn't drink, from what I understand. So this emotion must have come from somewhere else. Very uncharacteristic. All of a sudden, Jed loves everyone and he's tweeting about it. That is weird. So I'm trying to guess that it seems to me the reason Juszczyk was on hold, Verrett was on hold, everyone was on hold was because of Trent Williams. Well, they're going to have to give him 23, 24, 25 million a year. They don't know. Now it's looking like, I'm guessing, they're thinking, we're not going to sign him. He's going to hit free agency, and some team might take him. We blew it. We traded a third-round pick for some guy that we tried to do the right thing. We tried to make him like us. We said we weren't going to franchise tag him, and then he leaves anyway. And it seems like they were really sad. Like they went through the 5 stages of grief and then hugged it out and then said they loved each other. And then said, you know what? I'm tweeting that we love each other. And you know what? Forget Trent Williams. We're going to get Kyle Juszczyk. And they tweet that out. And the next morning, Juszczyk's agent tells Schefter, like, oh, that's great, man. But that's going to cost them. Like, they just started tweeting. So they didn't even talk to Kyle Juszczyk before they decided that they were going to extend him. It is like, was that tweet a message to Trent Williams like, hey, man, we're moving on. All this money we have earmarked for you, we're starting to give it to other players. And if you thought we were going to wait around for you, we're not. I don't know. I have a lot of questions, but it was very strange. Whatever. It sounds like Juszczyk probably will get extended because he's not asking for $25 million a year, although he's going to get paid a lot for what he does. And I always felt that the Niners underused Juszczyk. He's worth the money that they pay him, but they don't use him, so he's not worth the money that they pay him. They play him like 40% of their snaps. They give him like 2 touches a game. What he basically does is goes in motion. He stands over here, and then he goes over there. Oh, Kyle Juszczyk, everyone. And then he'll do it again. He'll start over here, and then he'll go. He just wears out the grass. And his cleats, not his fault. But for how the Niners use him, how infrequently they put him on the freaking field, why is he number one priority in free agency? Juszczyk? Pay him $6 million a year to go in motion? I like Juszczyk, but they don't use him. So what? They don't Juszczyk him. That was terrible. So why do they, what's the point? Anyway, my conspiracy theory is they're moving on from the plan A was re-sign Trent Williams because they invested in him and there's no plan B to, cry a little bit, accept that he's gone, hug it out, and turn your attention to Kyle Juszczyk and try to figure out some type of smorgasbord, poo-poo platter plan B that involves a lot of lesser players that aren't Trent Williams. Hey, I'm cool with that. I don't really like re-signing Trent Williams. I think he's too expensive. What's the point? But I think that this was very hard for the 49ers, if that's where this is going, in fact. They're all in. Kyle loves him like a son, and Trent Williams kind of played him like, sorry. That's how I interpret this. All right, let's talk about Trent Williams. So, yeah, this Kyle Juszczyk signing, I'll give it a good grade when the Niners actually use the guy. I don't know why he's on the team. All right, Jeremy Fowler reports that the Colts are a sleeper team to sign Trent Williams. Are they really a sleeper team? They lost their left tackle. They have cap space. They have a good general manager who seems to take all of the players the Niners don't want, or the good ones. DeForest Buckner, Trent Williams. I mean, he's really going to build the trenches of his Super Bowl contender on the backs of the Niners' mistakes. That's wonderful. Hell of a player. I mean, GM, maybe the Niners should have got that guy. I don't know. That's just one theory. Anyway, so he's waiting out there, apparently, for Trent Williams. That's rough, because I think the state taxes are cheaper in Indiana if they have any. So maybe that's why the Niners had these erratic tweets last night, because the Colts are swooping in. Chris Ballard, he's looking at Trent Williams. Hey, sorry, don't worry about the Niners. They tried to do the same thing with DeForest Buckner last year. I didn't let them do it. I'll come and help you out. Play for me. We won't treat you like that. I think it's probably going to happen. I would be not surprised. If Trent Williams hits free agency, I think he's gone. It seems like he's going to hit free agency, and it seems like the Colts are the team that wants him the most. I just feel like the Niners should ask nicely, hey, Chris, you keep taking our best players. Would it be you? One condition of you taking Trent Williams is you got to take Mike McGlinchey too. Come on. Let's help us out here. You're taking our left tackle. What are you leaving us? Just take the right tackle too. You can't just take the one good tackle we have. Can you take this guy off our hands? Please. Maybe the Colts would do it out of the goodness of their hearts. Who knows? But this is, I mean, I think this is all very painful information for the 49ers. The fact that Trent Williams, I'm guessing the Niners gave Trent Williams an offer that was more than fair. I'm guessing they gave him a 5-year deal offer that made him the highest paid offensive lineman of all time. And I'm betting he looked at it and was like, thanks. I appreciate it, but I'm going to see what else I can get. And the Niners are like, wow, how could you do that to us? Because it's business, baby. What did you think he was going to do? Good for you, Trent. Get that money. Niners, I hope you learned a lesson. We all told you this was going to happen, that Trent Williams was going to do his thing at the end of the year. But you were like, nah, we know Trent. I drafted Trent. I've known Trent since No, you don't. You played yourself, as Ice-T would say. You played yourself if he leaves. So anyway, I never thought you should re-sign Trent Williams. I never thought you should have traded for Trent Williams. You should have had Tristan Wirfs. Move on. Don't spend $25 million a year on a 33-year-old left tackle who provides zero leadership. Zero. Don't. There are other ways. Get Rashawn Slater, Penei Sewell, anyone that doesn't cost you $25 million a year. Suck it up. Maybe that's why the Niners started tweeting about how much they loved each other last night, because they realized, you know what, we didn't want to pay Trent Williams anyway. We just wanted to be friends with each other, and we have that. It's all about the humanity, after all. Final topic. All right, so I couldn't help but notice that when I was trying to catch up on all the festivities from last night, there was a third tweeter. There was Jed, there was Lynch, and there was Joe Staley. Joe Staley's was the most cryptic because he tweeted like 3-4 times something about bricks in the wall. Cryptic QAnon type stuff that people were trying to decode. And then he deleted them. What's that about? What is that about? All right, so I'm going to take my conspiracy theory to the end here. So let's say Trent Williams is gone. The Niners realized it, cried about it, hugged it out, accepted it, 5 stages of grief. And then the solution was to hit up Joe. Call up Joe Staley and be like, Joe, we're in a tough spot. We're in a really tough spot. Trent Williams just ghosted us. We didn't think he'd do it, but he's ghosting us. Can you please come out of retirement? We got nothing. We don't want to take an offensive tackle in round 1. We plan on taking a quarterback, Trey Lance. We're going to make some terrible decision. We're going to take a quarterback in round 1, and we need you, Joe. Joe might say, you know what? My body feels a lot better. I got 6 months to get ready for the season. That's the final logical step of my conspiracy theory, that part of what happened last night is the Niners hit up Joe and said, Joe, we're losing Trent. Can you please come out of retirement? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Did anyone else have that thought at all? Did anyone else think that? Staley was drunk? I don't know. I'm just saying it seemed like he was in on the whole thing. And whatever was going on with Jed and Lynch was the Staley was involved. I mean, think about it. Jed's name starts with a J. John's name starts with a J. Joe's name starts with a J. Is that a coincidence? I think not. I think not. So you have the J connection. You have the fact that they all are 49ers. I mean, all the pieces are adding up. I think this basically means Joe Staley's coming out of retirement. Alex Smith's coming back. Frank Gore's coming back. Alden Smith's coming back. Jim Tom Sulu's coming back. I think that's what's happening here, guys. We're going to have a melding of the Harbaugh era and the Shanahan era. And it's going to be like Power Rangers, where 2 different Power Rangers combine forces and become a super Power Ranger. And then they defeat Lord Zed. And then the episode ends. And then it's nap time for me. I think that's going to happen, guys. I'm excited. Joe Staley? Jim Tom Sula? Oh, what about Chip Kelly, though? Can we get them all back, though, one time? What about Patrick Willie, though? Hey, Patrick Willie ain't that old, though. Maybe they can get Patrick Willie back, though. That's what I think is going to happen, guys. So tweet Joe Staley and put the pressure on him. I think he's close. I mean, I hear he weighs 185 pounds, but if he can gain like 2, maybe deuce and a half, he'll be back in there. All right, let's answer some questions. The 49ers hyping up Juice, knowing that Trent Williams is what everyone is waiting on, is extremely tone deaf. Very cringy tweets last night. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, everyone's waiting on the Trent Williams news, and you start talking about Juszczyk? That to me is like, oh, you got the bad news on Trent Williams. And now you're trying to be like, hey, we didn't even want Trent Williams. We didn't even want Trent Williams. That's what I did in 7th grade when I got dumped by my girlfriend. I was real proud of it. I've told this story. It's when I became a man. I had a bar mitzvah the same year, but this is when I became a man. Heard the news that my girlfriend was going to dump me at lunch. I was like, could we talk, please? And I was like, it's just not working out. And she was like, no, I was going to do that. Well, don't do that. It's embarrassing. Just accept it. 13 years old, baby. 13, 7th grade. Hit her with that. No, you're getting dumped. So I think that's what the Niners did with Trent Williams last night. Oh, you don't like us? Well, we like Kyle Juszczyk better anyway. Then why don't you play him? Why don't you put him on the field more often? Chuck Harper says, okay, so I know what is going to happen with John Lynch. He's going to be the fall guy for Kyle, and then Chris Sims is going to be the new GM. Yeah, probably. I would say so. Although if Zach Wilson busts, forget about Chris Sims being a GM, because he just tied his entire future to Zach Wilson's future. And Zach Wilson, here is the NFL scouting report for Zach Wilson. It's real clear. It's real simple. Frail. Everyone says this. No, even Chris Sims. The only problem I have is that he's frail. Frail. Runs around a lot. Needs to not run around a lot in the NFL because he's frail. Will be great. How does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. If the NFL followed its own logic, it would realize that Zach Wilson is a flaming bust ready to happen. But they're like, no, he's going to be great. He's just going to stop running and totally change his playing style and be great. Word, for sure. I believe that. I do. Maitland Eagle says Niners didn't pay Defoe, so I never expected them to pay Trent. And do we expect them to pay Fred Warner? Do we? Or are they just going to call Patrick Willie and be like, hey, Patrick Willie, though? You're trying to play football this year, though. Yeah, give him that look at the end. If you give him that look, how you say no to that? Hey, Patrick Willie, though. I'm just saying, these are tactics that I learned growing up. Tactics. Hold on. Last question, and then I take calls, I promise. Jonas. His name is Jonas. What do you think about Marvin Jones following Stafford to LA? They don't have any cap space. I think they're $32 million over the cap. They got to slash prices, salaries over the next 24 hours. So if they can figure it out, Jonas, wonderful. But I don't think they can do it. All right, let's take some questions. I'm dropping it in the description right now so you can refresh that. And I'm dropping it in the comment section. Remember, please no more than 5 minutes so we can get multiple people on the show. And if you can, try to limit yourself to one topic. That way, the video I post of me and you later is as strong as can be. This is your opportunity to become a star. This is your show today, baby. Your show today. I'm taking you. If I see people that got snubbed yesterday, I'll throw you to the front. Otherwise, I'll just take people in order.
Hey, Grant, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. Good, doing good. Grant, do you think the 49ers should trade it for Isaiah Wilson?
He's already got traded. He's gone. That ship has sailed. Someone got him.
Like for seventh round pick?
No, someone already traded for him.
Oh, I know the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's too late. They like him. The Niners missed their opportunity. I like where your head's at, though. It seems like Joe Staley's going to be the guy. Yeah. But if I hear anything about Isaiah Wilson, I'll let you know.
Oh, thank you.
All right, have a good one. Michael, what's up?
We're going to talk about John Lynch.
Okay, let's do it.
And Kyle Shanahan.
Let's do it.
We could do this one little section like you said you
okay.
like.
Yeah.
Why are they so stupid?
Elaborate.
Straight up. I mean, every player they want to sign or bring in has to fit Kyle's situation and his offense or whatever. How about just take the best available left tackle there is and sign him, or the best available corner that is a top playmaker like a Marcus Peters that could have had for a second round pick, and we'd have had a corner of the future. He just don't fit the system because they all got to be 6'2" or 6'3". You know, a 5'11" corner is better than a 6'2" corner if he's the better corner.
And they learned that with Jason Verrett this year, who's 5'9". Oh my God! All of a sudden, he's good. So why don't we adjust our system? And now we're even better. Yeah, it's funny, and it's like what the Niners did was they just handed DeForest Buckner to the Colts. It's like, look, take his best years. He just turned 25. He's going to get better for you. And then with Trent Williams, it's like, look, we spent the third round pick to get him out of Washington. You just sign him. You take him. Don't spend any draft picks. It's like, what were you doing? Your desperation last year led you to just serve up Trent Williams.
I mean, Jarrett McKinnon fit their needs. $30 million shot to hell for a third-string running back at the time. Pierre Garçon fits his style, fits his needs, or whatever. We wasted how much on him? $40 million or whatever it was.
Richburg.
It was a ton.
Richburg. $30 million.
Fits his needs, fits his scheme. Just waste the money. I mean, when are they going to realize and wake up? John Lynch is not all there. He's not smart. Denise York, you need to fire him. You need to take over and kick your son out too, because he's an idiot too.
They need to have someone running the football side of the thing, and it can't be the head coach. It's a Kyle show, and John Lynch is there. I don't know why. I don't know why anymore. Yeah. I don't think he knows why anymore. I don't know.
It's getting sad. I mean, why sign a fullback that don't?
You don't use them.
Last year he had 36 touches.
You don't
Last
use
year.
him.
$5 million for 36 touches. Come on.
It doesn't make any sense. It
You
doesn't make any sense.
You can draft a tight end that's a blocking tight end that's 6'2", 6'3", 240 range, and plug and play him as your fullback. That's all you need is a blocker, right? In that position.
They don't throw the ball to him. What? He's not an offensive weapon.
Ball, yeah.
I mean, he could be, but they don't use him as one. So
17 catches last year. That's all he had. $5 million or $6 million, $5.5 million, whatever it was.
Nothing against Juszczyk. I think he's a hell of a player, but the Niners have shown for 4 years that they're not that interested in using him or putting the ball in his hands. Why do you call him a weapon?
What's the bigger need? A fullback or another defensive end because D Ford ain't coming back? Or a corner because we only have one signed, plus Chris Harris is still signed. So, but he's always injury prone. There's tons of needs. We need a center. We need an offensive guard. We need a left tackle. We need a right tackle. But we're going to sign a fullback for $5 million, $6 million, whatever it's going to take to get him.
Right. That's going to shift the balance of power entirely in the NFC West. Watch out at LA Rams. The Niners have Juszczyk back in town. Nothing against Juszczyk, but again, this doesn't move the needle. It's kind of funny. And it comes back to this. If this is the best they can do, if they miss out on Trent Williams, I would imagine if they miss out on Trent Williams, they would have like a flurry of big moves to like offset the loss. This can't be it. They got to bring in someone new.
I mean, he's not the only left tackle out there. You can get Pittsburgh left tackle.
That's right. And you can draft a guy.
Probably $5 million cheaper or draft.
That's what I would do anyway. In a sense, maybe it's the best thing that could happen. I know. What's the next bad move they're going to make? What's the next bad move they're going to make?
I mean, what fullback has ever won you a Super Bowl?
He's the X factor, Michael.
17 catches a year, X factor? I don't think so.
John and Kyle, if you're listening, this is how your fans feel right now.
Yeah.
This is how your fans feel. What are you going to do?
Both of them are on the hot seat.
And here's the thing: you haven't signed Kyle Juszczyk to the ridiculous contract that you're not going to justify yet. So think about what Michael Miller's saying, because it seems like you listen to our show and make your decisions based on that. You floated the Sam Darnold thing, and everyone panned it, and they're like, "Okay, we don't like that anymore. We're not going to do that." So maybe use your money a little more wisely.
We need a quarterback. It's obvious. We need a defensive end. We need a couple corners. We need offensive line reworked.
Yep.
That's more important than a fullback. So
that's right. Hey, thank you so much for coming on, man. Always a pleasure. Yeah. I'll see you soon. All right. Oh, Tony.
Yo, Grant, what's good? I just want to say first off, we have to be the most ridiculous team in football because you pay everyone, you pay their baggage, you pay them to not play a down. And you have guys like DeForest Buckner, extra $5 million. Not good enough.
Not good enough. Oh, you played every game for us? Oh, you never missed a game? We're not impressed. We like Eric Armstead better. Sorry.
I don't know how they look at themselves and think they're doing a great job right now because you ship off everyone that plays well for you and is on the field, but then you pay everyone else who doesn't. It's like they are in love with mid-tier contracts, but they never want to give the big one, you know? Agreed. So I'm done with John Lynch. I want him out, but that's beside the point. I want to talk about the one player the Niners absolutely have to get in the draft this year.
Okay.
It's not a quarterback. It's not Caleb Farley or J.C. Horn. And I look at this guy on tape. He's from your alma mater, UCLA. Okay. He is what Jerick McKinnon was supposed to be. Okay. He is a guy who can fit the outside zone system very well. He's an amazing route runner. So you can get him out of the backfield as a receiver, and he's tough. He stays up. He breaks tackles. He's just incredible. His name is Demetric Felton. And I'm sure a few people right now know who he is, but if you haven't seen him,
I see Barry Ballard nodding. I see people nodding. Yes.
He's just a player to me. Instead of paying $7.5 million per year for a guy who didn't prove anything in Minnesota, draft this guy round 3, round 4, get him for a cheap 4-year deal, and you can use him. Let him walk after the contract because I don't like paying running backs too often. But you have 4 years. You can make it work. He's a guy who could transform the system in the way that Jerick McKinnon was supposed to.
Well, I haven't watched him much. I will. I've been boycotting UCLA because Chip Kelly goes there, and I don't like that guy personally. Anyway, but here's the thing. This is something Kyle would do. Mm-hmm. Kyle is not against investing big, heavily in running backs. He's done it in free agency, and he did it in the draft. He drafted Joe Williams in round 4. He drafted Tevin Coleman in round 3, I want to say, in 2015. So he has no problem. He would take a running back in round 3, and I believe, if we're being honest, Running back is one of the bigger needs on the team. How many games did Jerick McKinnon start last year? Unacceptable. 4? 5?
They all get injured. That's the problem. Yeah. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to having 5 running backs on the roster if this keeps up, because
it's
nobody's
first team. Yeah.
And what I love about Felton is he didn't really miss any time at UCLA, which would be great. He is a return specialist as well. So you have guys like Trent Taylor who can't catch anything. Richie James can't catch anything. You throw him back there. Felton can do the work for you. That one pick really excites me. If we don't get him, I'm going to be a little upset.
I haven't watched him yet, but is he a Chip Kelly? Is he LaDainian Tomlinson 2.0? No.
I think he's more of a Javid Best, Curtis Samuel type of mix. That's what I see in him.
Javid Best was my age. He's from the East Bay. That guy was a legend in high school. One of the fastest dudes of all time. He would have been a baller in the NFL if he hadn't had those concussions. Wow. Yeah. Javid Best comparison. I got to watch that, dude. I love Javid Best.
I see a little bit on tape. He's not quite as fast.
Who's as fast as Javid Best?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's kind of hard to be that way, but
he's
a do-it-all player. He was at the Senior Bowl, and he was doing one-on-one reps at receiver because he used to be a receiver. Then he moved to running back. He was cooking everyone off the line. Nobody could stop him.
Senior Bowl?
Yeah, at receiver.
Ooh. Oh, so, well, you know that the Niners have basically shifted their scouting to only look at the Senior Bowl. If you played well in the Senior Bowl, we'll draft you, because I think they got burned on Dante Pettis and a few players, and they were like, okay. So anyway, if you play well at the Senior Bowl, that means the Niners are definitely going to draft this guy. I'll check him out. Tony, thank you. Yeah, UCLA guy. I'll check him out for sure. All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
James, hold on real quick, James. I got to answer a couple questions. You can do it with me.
Am I on mute or you on mute?
I can't
hear you.
You hear me? You can't hear me?
Hold up.
All right. While he figures this thing out, we're going to go through this.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
All right, I can't hear you, so we'll see how this goes. All right. I can't hear you.
Call back.
All right, I'll come back.
All right. That was funny. Hold on. Does the linebacker trade and pick swap that just happened between Miami and Houston have any implications for the Watson sweepstakes? Yeah, I would imagine. I haven't thought it through, but yeah. I think it does. Hold on. Let me get back to you on that. Hold on. Sorry, Barry a baller. I just got to address the people who are throwing money at me. I don't even twerk. I don't get it. Niners need to draft Asante Samuel Jr. Day 2 pick. He's got the bloodlines. I got to check him out. Steven says there has never been an NFL free agent quarterback with Trubisky's age, talent. NFL, you're still on Trubisky. I love this. There has never been an NFL free agent quarterback with Trubisky's age, talent, NFL resume. That's not an opinion. It's fact. It's signing could be tomorrow. I would like it. I like Trubisky. You already know how I feel about Trubisky. I just feel like the Niners should probably be drafting a quarterback. But if they can't and they want to get Trubisky, that's cool. I'm with that. What do you think, Barry Baller?
Grant?
What do you think? They're going to sign Trubisky tomorrow? What do you think?
I wouldn't be mad at it if it's, $7 million or less.
I wouldn't be mad. They got to get rid of Jimmy, though, man. Don't pay Jimmy 27 and Trubisky 7. Forget that.
I've been saying that for years. I mean, Tom Brady was the answer. Why the hell didn't we get Tom Brady?
Honestly. I was trying to say that last year, and people were like, no, Jimmy Garoppolo had a better pro football focus grade. Oh, yeah? Is that right?
Hey, you know what? I've mentioned Demetric Felton on a previous Cohn
You
phone
have.
with you. Yes, I like – and you know what? The Niners had a fullback back in the day. It was a little bit before my time, a guy by the name of Rathman, and he won some Super Bowls. So you can win a Super Bowl with a fullback. But
here's the difference, though. Bill Walsh actually gave Rathman the freaking ball. Kyle, you got to give him the ball. He's good. He's really good, dude. I like Juszczyk. He's worth the money. They just don't. Anyway, let's talk.
Hey, Grant, I want to talk to the viewers. Whoever hasn't called into the Cohn phone and has thought about it, just go ahead, make the jump. Grant's a pro's pro. He'll make your Cohn phone successful. Take the leap, call in.
I got you.
Hey, Grant. I posted one of our conversations in one of these Facebook 49ers groups. Man, I don't think I'm going to do it again. The slander was real. Grant Cohn's a Seahawks fan. F Grant Cohn. Man, it was rough. Sorry, bro.
They like me more on Twitter than Facebook these days, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
I got to work on my Facebook community skills. Oh, well. Dang. Dang.
Hey, Grant. You're going so far with the Zach Wilson slander. I'm not going to be able to bail you out when he's an all-pro, top 5 QB.
I'm screwed at this, dude. Oh, man.
I mean, old takes exposed is going to be on you.
Oh, man. Here's the thing with Zach Wilson. I think he's going to be really good at first, like RG3. And the question is going to be, how long can he keep it going? Because he is frail. He's skinny. And he doesn't. He's not trying to deliver the ball quick. He likes to have that ball in his hand because he's good at it. I'm just curious to see how long does it last.
He is what I love about Zach Wilson, though. He is such a natural thrower of the football.
He is.
And I love that. Different platforms, the touch throws, he is. I think he's going to be really good, Grant, and you're missing out.
I think he's a mirage, and I'll say why. Beyond the frail frame and the fact that I think he's going to put himself in position to get injured, people talk about his arm strength. What I notice with him is he's constantly – they roll him out, and when they don't roll him out, he does a great job of getting momentum into his throws. Every throw has a running start. That's great. You want that. You want that. Jimmy is constantly throwing from his back foot, and he can't pull that off. But in the NFL, you have to make a ton of throws every game from just chilling on your back foot, and you can't run around all day. And when he does that, which is so rare at BYU, so rare, I question the arm strength in those scenarios. But you'd have to look at like 3 clips, man. He doesn't get to do it very much. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. I know what you mean. I think he's going to be a stud, but we're not going to agree on Zach Wilson. But the one position that the 49ers are not going to draft in the first round that I hear people still bring it up, wide receiver. We're not taking a wide receiver round 1. It could be, if we did, now you got Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and this guy we're bringing in. Do you think Debo's going to re-sign when he's up in a couple years? If he's only catching 50 balls, we would be spreading the ball out so much that Debo would be gone. So no wide receiver round 1. There's a few free agents that I want to go after, and that's what I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Yannick Ngakoue excels from wide alignments.
He's great.
That's why he'd be a perfect scheme fit in this wide 9 opposite Bosa. That's the guy I want to splurge on in free agency. Give him 15.
Especially they can't get Trent Williams and they intend to like draft an offensive tackle, sign a DN. And that's the one. He played in Jacksonville when Robert Saleh was there. Played under Saleh. I mean, Saleh was the linebacker coach back then. But yeah, it's a total scheme fit, no doubt.
Absolutely. I want Yannick Ngakoue. Bring in a Mack or a David Andrews, solidify the center position.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy, who I feel like could be a 49ers guy that we might be able to get for cheap is Golden Tate. He's tough. Good after the catch. He's had some injuries, but I think he's a scheme fit in the system.
It's going to be terrifying when the Niners make Juju Smith-Schuster the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
Oh my God, that'd be a terrible idea.
It would be so bad. I just feel like the Niners are always like, what are they going to do? And then they like huge contract for Jerick McKinnon.
My God, and that was terrible.
What is the Jerick McKinnon move they're going to make this year? Juju?
I don't want to think about that.
Juju?
Oh no, I hope not.
No. They don't spend big on the premium position. They spend big on like middle linebacker, running back, center. They're going to go out and if they lose on Trent Williams, my prediction is they get Joe Staley to come out of retirement and they sign the best center they can get.
I heard you say that, and I think
why was he tweeting like that last night?
I didn't see those tweets, but I don't
drunk.
think Staley's coming back.
The other one's probably.
Oh, you know what? Here's what I wanted to hit on. My last point. I'm making this short and sweet. Jimmy G. Why do we think Jimmy G has all this trade value? The guy's missed 2 out of the last 3 years, and people are thinking that the Patriots are going to give us a 2nd-round pick or Stephon Gilmore. I mean, I've been saying I don't think Jimmy has no trade value.
Yeah. I mean, the reports out of New England were that there's no clear plan B. Well, that's false. There's a clear plan B. His name is Cam Newton. And honestly, from where I'm sitting, Cam Newton is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, they're both one-read guys. Cam can move. Cam plays more. Honestly, Cam's better. I'm sorry.
I did a breakdown on Cam. I watched the full game. I watched every throw, and intermediate from 10 to 20 yards, he's good. Let me tell you about Cam. He has a fastball and no changeup. Some of these throws, like the little ones, some of these little dump offs, a swing pass, man, he'll skip it into the ground, and it's just
that's a problem on the Niners because there's a lot of short throws on the Niners. A lot of short, and that's to me why they're not going to get Justin Fields, another guy who excels intermediate and deep, not short, and that's just not the Niners.
Man, I want Fields though, just because I want that.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Superstar.
You know what I'm saying,
I
though?
see. I do.
And I think that's why the Niners would prefer Zach Wilson to Fields. He can make the short throws. He's got a quick little release. Mon too. Jones too. Basically, anyone who doesn't have the big floppy. And how does Cam Newton throw? He's got this he brings up to his ear and just like.
Oh man, you know what? I noticed his shoulder flies open so far when he's throwing. It's almost unnatural.
Yeah.
It
looks painful.
Mechanics.
It looks painful, but he's 33. Ain't changing anytime soon. Hey man, good to see you.
Hey, thanks for the time. I just did a breakdown on Emmanuel Mosley that we re-signed. Bay Area Baller 18.
I'll retweet it. DM me. I'll retweet
You're a
it.
beast. Catch you next time.
All right, man. See you next time. Real quick, Benny, hold on. I got to answer a couple questions. Best position to draft with the 12th pick based on value. Offensive line. Rashawn Slater is the BPA if they go that route. Good question. And then final question from Renee. How do I call in? I would love to talk Niners with Grant. You click on this link at the bottom, although I think we're probably full up right now. But I'll kick some people. I'll kick Barry. Oh, he's out. All right, there's one more spot. Benny, let's talk.
So, I've been connecting the dots, and Trent Williams, we might not get him. Another thing. Oh wait, before I get to that, what do Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch do best?
You tell me.
They lie a lot. And so I think Trent Williams is not, I don't know if he's coming back, but the reason why they've been pumping up the stock of Sam Darnold and Jimmy Garoppolo is because they don't want to make everybody think that they're interested in Deshaun Watson. And
Agreed.
And I mean, I don't know if they're getting rid of Trent Williams, but if they are, I have a feeling that Deshaun Watson, they're going to make a strong run at him and maybe make him our franchise quarterback.
I see you lose out on Trent Williams. Now you can go make another big move, and it's Deshaun Watson. I agree. The fact that they keep leaking these things, it's like those are backup plans. That's not what you want to do.
Another thing is that if we do trade for Deshaun Watson before the draft, any hopes of getting Rashawn Slater is out because it would probably be for a first-round pick.
Exactly, no doubt.
I don't know. Like maybe we should get re-sign Trent Williams just because we can maybe trade for Deshaun Watson and not have a huge need before the draft, so we can trade for him before the draft.
Benny, they're trying. I think they're trying.
Another guy, a left tackle. Okay, I don't know. He was pretty bad on the Seahawks, but Russell Okung, his previous salary was $13 million. He's a left tackle.
The thing with him is he's starting to miss games too. He's a little bit older. I think how many games did he play last year? 6, 7. So there's an issue there. I'm not ideally they draft Rashawn Slater. Although he played 0 games last year, he opted out. But ideally they draft Rashawn Slater. Maybe that won't be possible. Benny, you're not really drafted. You weren't really born in 2007, were you?
Same with
making me feel old right here. 2007? Dang. Anyway.
Wait, what?
Were you born in 2007? Because your name is Benny 2007.
Yes.
Dang, I feel old. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes. So I think that we could I think we'll get Alex Mack, and then I think we'll draft a right tackle in the 3rd round because there's a lot of good guys there in the 3rd round, a right tackle, just to maybe give Mike McGlinchey a competition in his last year.
Yeah, I think they definitely got to bring in some competition.
The thing is Mike McGlinchey, if the Colts really are interested.
You're timing out a little bit.
Send him out for whatever you can get, but really, is anybody interested in him?
No, I don't think so. Not really. Our connection's
a little.
Whatever.
The last.
Go ahead.
Okay,
last thing.
The last thing I wanted to say I have a channel now. I've started making videos, so subscribe to that. And I actually broke down if I were the general manager in the offseason, I was fixing the offensive line and the cornerbacks. So,
dude, good stuff, man. One day I'll be on your channel. One day we'll do things.
Benjamin Camperman. That's my
Benjamin Camperman, everyone.
2 gold pickaxes.
All right, man. Congrats. I'll see you on the next
I'll
console.
see you. I'll see you next time.
All right, man. Real quick, hold on. Steve says, I hope your head doesn't explode when the Niners sign Trubisky for $20 million a year this week. My head would explode. Ken, would your head explode? My head would explode. $20 million a year?
Totally will explode.
Oh my God, Steve. I hope you're joking. $20 million. I like Trubisky, but not like that.
Terrible. Oh my God.
Not like that. Anyway, what's going on, man?
Feelings. Hey, get a question for you.
Yes.
Because you're close to them. You're much closer to the situation than the rest of us.
Sure.
What's the locker room like? Like, my fear is that Kyle Shanahan is on the verge of losing that locker room, right? Because
I could tell you, but remember, the media has not been in the locker room since 2019 because of the pandemic. I had to cover the team via Zoom all year, so I wish I knew. I could tell you if I were in there, but I don't know. What do you see from afar?
So, like the comments, Richard Sherman, Jared McKinnon, Trent Williams going, oh, well, you never know, right? We'll see what happens, right? The lack of the ability to be able to sign good free agents, right?
Yep.
All these things. And then I hear this week that Kyle Shanahan has a clique that goes down to Cabo. Listen, man, I've worked for a lot of companies over a lot of time. As soon as you start playing favorites, it fractures. Like, people on the outside looking in are like, what's going on here? Right? You can't play favorites like that.
No.
Right? Like, and even when they're talking about when he was going down to Mexico, somebody went and asked his dad if he ever did that. And Mike was like, nope, you just don't. Right?
No, it's a mistake.
Like, it's totally a mistake. You can't play favorites like that, right? Like, you're the head coach.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's been playing favorites relentlessly for 4 years.
Yeah. Like, you can't, it's toxic is what it is. And people on the outside looking in. The other thing is
quick, but on this point, it's the biggest team sport. There's 53 players on the team. It's hard to get them all pushing in the same direction. It's hard to get 53 players on the same page. It's difficult. Yeah. And if you have something that fractures them, that's a freaking problem. It's not basketball with 12 guys. It's just not.
And the one thing that sticks out the most is everybody from Richard Sherman to George Kittle. Everybody's like, yeah, Jimmy's our quarterback. Now, the problem is if that ankle injury is much worse than what it was, and they didn't treat it the way that it should have been treated, players look at that and go, wow, they don't even care about a quarterback.
Yep.
Kyle Shanahan has never come out and publicly endorsed Jimmy, and now he's injured and like they're trying to rush him back. Like, man, that's not good for the club, right?
And it's not even just that. It's not just that they're like, disrespecting Jimmy. It's that the quarterback situation is a mess.
Yeah.
They don't like him. They won't get rid of him. He's hurt. He won't play. He doesn't like him. Like, who wants to sign on to that drama?
Yeah. And you got to think about the guys that are at the bottom, the guys that are playing on the special teams or the guy that fills in for 5 or 6 plays in a game. Hey, if they're treating their quarterback like that, how are they going to treat
I'm disposable. I'm freaking disposable.
Right?
Yes.
So then there's
all of a sudden the goodwill that you've built up with the players in the locker room, it looks fake.
Yeah, it looks terrible. Right.
Yep.
So anyways, man, that's all I got today.
Thanks for putting that in perspective. Always a pleasure to see you, man.
Yeah.
Have a great Sunday.
With you, brother.
You too, man. You guys are coming real strong today. Real strong. Ross.
All right, Grant, what about you?
Where you live? Where you coming from?
Northern Ireland.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Belfast?
Yeah, around that area. Yeah.
Nice. Because I watch a little BBC here and there. So what's going on?
Do you? Nice.
I do, yeah.
So I've got a wee question about day 3 on the draft.
All right.
Some Senior Bowl guys that I watched, Quinn Mannert.
Okay.
Wisconsin Whitewater. He's a center, I think.
Yeah.
And he looks quite good.
Yes. Everyone's talking about him. Quinn Miners or whatever with a Z. He got a Z on his name, right?
That's him.
I like that. Yeah.
And also Grant Stewart. He's a linebacker out of Houston.
What's his name?
Grant Stewart. I think he's
Grant.
Yeah, Grant.
Good name, strong name. I haven't been digging in deep yet because usually I rely on the combine, but they didn't do that this year. So now I'm gonna actually have to do real scouting, and I'm mad.
Yeah.
But say it. So say one more time. So I can
his
remember
name Grant Stewart,
Perfect. All right, I'll check him out.
All right.
I'll check him out. I'll check him out.
And then one more guy I've got, Simi Fayoko out of Stanford.
Okay, what does he play?
Wide receiver. He's
Ooh,
he's
okay.
6'4",
Oh.
kind of like a Claypool kind of guy.
Okay. Is
So
he like a day 2 kind of guy? Where's he projected to go?
So day 2, day 3.
All right. Yeah, the Niners could use someone like that. All their wide receivers. I mean, they wanted Jalen Hurd. Chase Claypool's a lot like that. They're losing Kendrick Bourne probably.
Yeah.
Big possession
True.
receiver. That works.
Yep.
I like that.
That's all I really have for you.
Oh, well, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for
No
calling
worries.
it all the way from Belfast. Have a good one.
Yep. All right. Have a good one.
Take care. Hey, man.
What's up, Grant?
How you
How's it
doing?
going?
Pretty good.
Good. So I think we can all agree that right now we're in win mode. We're in our Super Bowl window right now.
They just
And
paid Robbie Gould. They want to win. Yes.
everybody has us drafting a QB, but a rookie QB has never taken their team to a Super Bowl. So that's what scares me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
sure,
that's why I
there's
think
for
we're hearing
everything, but
stuff
what do you
like Sam Darnold, Mitchell Trubisky. I think they don't. If you draft a quarterback in round 1, that's telling everyone we don't expect to compete this year, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We don't.
Definitely moves out this year because, I mean, Shanahan's playbook, you can't just expect a rookie to go in there and just succeed like a Jimmy or Matt Ryan could.
They have no secondary. They have no cornerbacks other than Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, Emmanuel Mosley. They have major needs on the offensive line. If they just bypass all of those and take a quarterback at 12, you're telling everyone, if we do win, great. But we really don't expect to. We're playing for 2022, 2023, and that's not the message they've been sending all offseason.
Yeah. And then the last thing is, do you think Russell Wilson will actually go to the Bears or leave Seattle?
I think I'm going to say yes. I think he wants out, and I think the Seahawks would be willing to leave him. I don't know if the Bears are the team, though. It seems like the Seahawks should be trading him to the
I guess
Jets.
someone with a higher pick. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the
They
Jets.
got,
I
number
mean,
20 in the draft?
they the number 2 pick, and they have Robert Saleh, who knows Russell Wilson. He's been on the same team as Russell Wilson. But did he list the Jets? He did list the Jets as one of the 4 teams he'd be willing to go to, did he not?
I don't remember.
I think it was
like maybe Raiders, Cowboys, or not anymore.
The Raiders, the Bears, I think New York. I think he just wants to go to a bigger market, and New York qualifies. Although that team is terrible. Although the Bears stink too. They just have a defense. So I don't know. I think yes. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think it's time, and they're kind of saying, okay, we'd rather have Pete Carroll than you. Yeah, I think you take offense to that. So
yeah, they're saying we'd rather have Pete Carroll than you. Well,
that's all I got for you.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Have a good one.
You too, man. All right. We'll get James back on. James, can you hear me now? You still
I
can't
can
hear
you
me.
now. Can you hear me?
Yay!
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
The connection might be a little bad. I'm on the phone now.
That's all right.
But
that's fine. That's fine.
Just a couple thoughts with free agency. What do you think about Jared Cook, tight end of Saints? Do you think Kyle make a run at him?
I wouldn't be surprised. That's a good point.
They wanted
kind of like
who was the guy they wanted last year? Cleveland guy?
Hooper. And they ended up signing Jordan Reed, who is a lot like Jared Cook because Jordan Reed can't block at all. Jared Cook can't block at all, but he's a really good receiver and he's fast. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Good idea. Jared Cook. I like him a lot. Plus, he played for the Saints, which is a lot of carryover there.
Well, the thing is, remember, he torched us before he got concussed. And Kyle likes those guys. When he gets torched by someone, he likes them. He goes back to them a lot. But another thought
No question. That's a really good point. I hadn't thought of Jared Cook. He'd be, yes. He's fast. He gets down the field. Kyle wants to go down the field. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. If Russell Wilson does stay, I think Seattle is really going to be a big contender against us for O-linemen in free agency. Like, we got to outbid Seattle, which traditionally they don't pay a lot anyway. So, but a couple callers ago, you mentioned getting a center. I don't think we can get a rookie center. You know, it's got to be someone who knows the protections, can call it out, kind of be that natural leader. I don't know if a rookie can do that.
If they lose Trent Williams, I wouldn't be surprised if they sign a guy.
Right. Center. Yeah. So I'm saying center, you got to sign a guy, and it looks like it's going to be Lindsley or Mack. But get a left tackle in the draft. That's a much easier route to success. I think you got Juszczyk back. Hopefully, he's going to protect on those edges a lot when it's a zone read to the left. I think that's why they're bringing him back, because they know they're going to lose the protection of Trent Williams. But I mean, you can get by with a solid left tackle and then replace McGlinchey, and we're good. And Mac,
it seems like they can't get by with anything less than a good center. So get a good center. It's not the most expensive position in the world. Get a good too, because that's been an issue for you. Yeah.
Right. And the other thing with the center is it's not expensive, like you said, but it is kind of that natural. It's like the center midfielder in soccer. He's just a natural leader, technically. You know, often he's just kind of in the middle of everything. He sees everything, you know, like a catcher in baseball.
It's the same.
Just kind of, for whatever reason, he's the guy.
When I grew up with baseball, coaches would always talk about you need to be strong up the middle. You got to have a good fielder at catcher,
center field,
shortstop, second base, center field. If you have bad fielders in those four spots, you're bad defense. And they're right. And it's like in football, you're always thinking of the premium positions are on the edges, the tackles, the wide receivers, the corners. But if you're weak up the middle, all that stuff doesn't matter. You at least have to be solid up the middle. And the Niners were not at center last year. Everything caved in right at the middle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we could.
That's how we lost the Super Bowl too, right at the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're still in Istanbul, right? You're still in Istanbul, right?
That's right. No? Yeah, a few more months.
Nice. All right, well, have a good time, man.
We'll be here till June.
Okay.
All right, man.
Well,
take care.
I'll see you on the next one. Take care. All right. I'm going back to the order. We got Gio, then Sanjo, then Aria, then Sai, then Ben, then Niners is 84, then Rich, then Renee, then Landon. I'm going to get all you guys today. Gio, what's up? You're muted. I can't hear you. Oh, no. Figure it out. I can't hear you. Okay. I'll jump you back in, all right? Try again. Yeah, all right. What's up, Sanjo? How you doing? Sonny.
Hey, how's it going, Grant? What's going on?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to, I had a kind of a prediction. I wanted to come on here and ask you, see what you thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen your video on McGlinchey. I also watched yours and Ryan Sakamoto Beast Riders video.
Okay.
And he makes a great point in his video on how the Colts would possibly give up their first round pick for Mike McGlinchey. And I actually believe that could possibly could happen. You know what I mean? I know you don't think so, probably, but you know what I mean.
Not if they sign Trent Williams.
Well, I honestly believe Trent Williams is going to come back. If you ask me, I mean that's just my opinion. But my prediction was, what if the Niners told because you also came out with a video talking about the Patriots. They told the Patriots not right now in regards to Jimmy Garoppolo, right? So I was thinking, what if the Niners did that because maybe they have something in the works for McGlinchey to go to the Colts for that first overall pick, and maybe they're thinking, well, hey, if we can get number 21 from the Colts, we can offer that with Jimmy for number 15 from the Patriots. What do you think about that?
Dude, if they get number 21 from the Colts, they should make John Lynch the executive of the year right that day. Like, don't even let the rest of the year. Who cares the rest of the year? That's the move of the century. If they can pull that off, yes, you do that. I would trade Mike McGlinchey for a Five Guys hamburger right now.
Right.
That he wouldn't eat. So yes, first round pick, absolutely. Maybe they like him that much. I don't know.
Beast Rider makes a great man. He has a great point on why he believes the Colts would do it, like where they stand at in the first round. So it's just when you get a chance to check it out.
Hey, Ryan's hella smart.
Oh, is he? Oh man, the dude's great, man.
He's great.
And him are great, man. I stay on you guys, man. But hey,
I still feel like they're gonna do Trent Williams, and if they strike out on him, then they'll call the Niners about McGlinchey. I think it'll be one or the other.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. But we're talking predictions.
Hey, remember I predicted this though. So if it happens,
I will. Everyone, Sonny said it.
Sonny said
good
it.
Stuff, man.
Thanks, Sonny. Hey, one last thing for you check out.
Sure.
You know, do you slap any burner, man? Because I know you slap on.
Of course.
On here talking about,
absolutely.
Right, just checking.
My favorite burner songs was when he was with the Jacka, and the Jacka he passed away. Man.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the burner, Jacka brought the best out of Burner. Burner's great, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you know him, tell him I say what's up.
Hey.
Later, man.
You ready to go? I appreciate it, Grant. You have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too. Robert says, "Hey Grant, love the show, and I love your idea about 4 top 10 picks. Can you give us a scenario where we land Sewell and Slater?" Oh man, yeah. Trade Bosa for the number 2 pick, trade down. Trade Kittle for the number 3 pick, trade down. Then you can take whoever the hell you want. Penei Sewell, Slater, whoever the hell you want. That's the scenario. Hey, Arya,
can you hear me?
I know you tried to get on yesterday and I didn't get you, so I'm sorry about that. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
My pleasure.
So I want to talk about Emmanuel Mosley and his new contract. And I just want to talk about how terrible of a move it was.
Let's talk about it.
So I mean, I love Emmanuel Mosley as a player. Mm-hmm. He's great, and he was good in the Super Bowl run until that 3rd and 15 play. And good for him for getting his money. It's just that, like, in the final 4 to 5 games this season, he wasn't even getting playing time. He was being stuck behind Jason Verrett, Akella Witherspoon, Sherman, Jamar Taylor, Dante Johnson. He couldn't even beat out those guys. So, I mean, so all indications said that they're going to let him go, especially that they didn't tender him with a 2nd or 1st round tender. Mm-hmm. So I'm surprised that they paid him $5 million per year, especially in a season where players like him are only going to get $2 or $3 million per year, and they overpaid. Instead of giving him a 2nd round tender, which would pay him around 3, or a 1st round tender, which would pay him around 4, they just caved and gave him $5 million per season for no reason.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, but let's put this together. Like, they could have had him for $3.5 million non-guaranteed.
Exactly.
And if some team wanted him, like the Jets, then take him, and you get a 2nd round pick for Emmanuel Mosley?
And it would be a high
you're like,
second round pick.
nah. Let's just give him $5 million a year.
Yeah, that was terrible. They don't even play him. He was the 5th or 6th cornerback on the depth chart last year.
He's not that good. He's okay. He's all right.
Get him man coverage.
He's all right. He's little.
Exactly.
When he's on the field, they immediately target him. Good
story.
Against
DeAndre Hopkins, week 1.
Yeah, I mean,
13 catches.
He can cover like mediocre to subpar wide receivers, but if you're going against good ones, who's he covering?
Exactly.
How are you paying $5 million a year? Yeah, that's a really good point. Were you going to say this yesterday?
49ers do it all the time.
Were you going to say this yesterday? I should have had you on.
I was. No, I wasn't going to say it yesterday, but
you're right though. You're right. Give him the 2nd round tender.
Exactly.
You're afraid someone's going to sign him? Good. Consider yourself lucky. You got a 2nd round pick. Oh,
he was undrafted. Just take the pick, and that's a win. That's a win.
That's a win. Hey, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of this news has been coming fast, and I'm like, hey, man, good for Emmanuel Mosley. But yeah, what?
Yeah, and he gave him 2 years. That was a 2-year deal. What if he stinks next year and you're stuck with his contract?
Yeah. And that's most likely what's going to happen, because it's the Niners.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, thanks for pointing that out. I don't know how I glossed over that fact. I totally missed it. You're right.
Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't talk about that. I was waiting to hear your opinion on it.
Well, I'm going to have to write an article about that today after you brought that to light. Thank you, Art.
Yeah, you should.
Right. Yeah, you're right, man. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Yep. That was a really good call. Hey, Sai.
Hey, Grant. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks. Hey, so I want to do something a little bit different this time. So I wanted to do a rapid fire session with you. 5 questions.
Let's do it.
1 minute per question. So I want to hear your answer, and I can chime in my thoughts.
Okay.
So the first question, who do you think will be the 49ers number 2 QB? Given that our management seems to like the number 2 more than number 1. They seem to be so focused on number 2. So who do you think will be the number 2 QB?
I'm just cynical predictions here.
Yeah.
Trey Lance.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I think it'll be Jacoby Brissett, and the reason I think that is like probably I feel that Kyle would want to experiment with this little bit of that running because if you have somebody like him, then you can bring him in for package plays, right? Or somebody like him. Maybe your Trey Lance will also fit that profile, but I feel that maybe he'll slowly start dabbling with that. So that was mine.
Yeah. Okay. I'm guessing Trey Lance. I feel like the Niners are going to draft him, keep him on the bench behind Jimmy Garoppolo for a year, and that'll be their plan. But I don't know. Maybe Brissett, maybe Trubisky. I don't know. Okay. What's the next question?
Okay. The next one. So, which of the following moves do you think the Cohn quality control will hate the most?
Okay.
So I have three choices. The first one is trading for Sam Darnold. The second one is drafting Trey Lance by trading up, by giving up a bunch of picks. And then the third one is Jimmy G is a day 1 starter without any restructure of the contract.
Oh, the Lance one. The Lance one. Trading multiple assets to move up in the draft for a quarterback who I feel is a multi-year project at best could really get everyone fired. Trading a second for Sam Darnold, not good. Holding on to Jimmy Garoppolo at that price, not good. But potentially whiffing on a trade up for a quarterback who could end up being a total bust, that's catastrophic. So I would say the Trey Lance thing. What do you think?
Got it. I was going to go with trading for Sam Darnold because I almost feel that they're going to do it, and all of us are going to go crazy about it, especially all the videos that we have watched, right? So that was going to be my pick.
Okay.
The third one. So which QB do you think the 49ers will draft, and in which round?
Trey Lance at pick 12. The only way, or I think they're going to trade up for him. Forget that. They're going to trade up to pick 7 for Trey Lance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my prediction is I think they'll draft Kellen Mond, but in the second round. I do think he will be available in the second round. I know that he's getting some little bit of hype.
Yeah.
But I do think that, after that first wave of 5 quarterbacks goes by, I feel that there will be a big lull. And I do think Kellen Mond will be available with the
43.
second round pick. Pick 43, and that's my prediction. So
that would be much better than what I'm predicting. My predictions are very cynical. Yours actually are smart. So if they do that, great. But I know they're trading up for Trey Lance, no doubt. Anyway, what's the next one?
So the next one is assuming QB, no QB, which position do you think the 49ers will draft in round 1? It's again not what we think, but what do you think 49ers will end up?
Assuming no QB?
Yeah.
Offensive tackle. I think if Slater's there, they take him. If Sewell's there, they take him. And if neither one is there, I think they might trade down a couple of spots for Elijah Vera Tuck or something like that. But especially if Trent Williams leaves, and barring Joe Staley, a miraculous return from Joe Staley, they would almost have to. So what do you think?
So my pick was going to be cornerback. So I do think that they will draft. And the reason I think offensive line, they may not draft. And again, we have to see how this free agent plays out. I still feel if they don't get Trent Williams, they'll probably sign one of the other tackles available, like lower down in the market. Offensive line, I feel because they passed on Tristan Wirfs last year, they might be hesitant to show that they were wrong last year. And I almost feel cornerback, because they waited this long, it is almost like, remember the first couple of years when we were still waiting for them to draft that edge rusher. I know they drafted Solomon Thomas, but it was not. But they were almost waiting for, hey, like, this is the best guy. And this time I feel that they're going to draft a cornerback. And I wouldn't be surprised even if they trade down a few picks. And because they could either get J.C. Horn or Greg Newsome, who's supposed to be a good zone cover corner. So I wouldn't be surprised if they trade down a few picks and pick that one.
Makes sense.
Yep. And then the last one. So what do you think will be the most head-scratching non-QB move for Niners? And again, I have 3 choices. First one is drafting a running back in round 1. Second one, signing McGlinchey to a long-term extension. The third one is not drafting a cornerback again till round 3.
That one.
Yeah.
Although McGlinchey's a possibility, I think they might trade him. But if they gave him an extension, oh man, that would be a head scratcher. That would be a freaking head scratcher. But the other one, not drafting a corner until round 3. I mean, it's something that's what they do. They haven't drafted a corner before round 3 since 2000. I want to say 2. So I mean, that's what they do. And the fact that they just signed Emmanuel Mosley makes me feel like they're trying to address that position in free agency right now. So if they get Jason Verrett, forget about it. I think that would be the one. So I guess it wouldn't necessarily be a head scratcher if they signed Jason Verrett. You'd understand. If they extend Mike McGlinchey, there is no excuse.
Yeah.
There's no justification. So that would have to be the one.
Yeah, I was going to pick that too, just because it's a head scratching move. Because you don't know, maybe if they sign Trent Williams and they end up spending so much money, they almost get into this panic mode. Hey, we don't want to wait McGlinchey to hit the market, and they might try to get this cheaper deal, but tell him, hey, it takes you for the next 3-4 years. So, so anyways, I think that was all.
Well, that was a fun lightning round. I appreciate you doing it with me.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Si. See you next time. I'm going to jump Rich to the front of the line. I'm going to get you, Ben, because Rich was waiting all day yesterday and didn't get on.
Hey, what's up, Grant?
How you doing, man? What's going on?
I truly appreciate you, man. Think you have a fantastic show.
Thanks, man.
So
I
last
was
week,
watching your face when we were talking about Trey Lance, and you were like, "Man, I
last week
sorry.
I was talking about Trey Lance.
Yes.
And so on this pro day, I found out that he threw 66 passes.
Okay.
And the 49ers need Jesus. So I found out Trey Lance was the leader of a fellowship in high school.
Oh, okay.
And I also found out that he won the Walter Payton and the Jerry Rice Award. And what was some other things I found out? I think he threw 287 passes with no interceptions. And that's an NCAA record. And the thing I was talking about was that heart. That's the one that I missed on last time. And his interview on the pro day, he said he's going to do whatever it takes to prove whoever wrong. And I also noticed his red and gold cleats. Some people could say they were pink and peach, but he called his pro day his Super Bowl.
Okay.
If it was my Super Bowl, I'm going to be very specific in how many throws I throw, what I wear, what's on my feet. I think he's the real deal. I feel like if they do not get Trey Lance, that could get him fired.
I think they're going to get Trey Lance.
It reminds me of Steph Curry. I'll bring it up again. Small school, underrated, slipped in the draft, came to the Bay, turned into a megastar.
All I want to say, hold on, Rich. I feel like you were ahead of it. You were saying Trey Lance when no one was talking about him. Then he has his pro day, and now his stock is through the roof. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 4 to the Falcons, 2 to the Jets. I mean, people are throwing out the Josh Allen comparison. If that's how people see him, then there's no limit to his draft stock. I mean, Zach Wilson's a shrimp. He's a shrimp.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. There is a little bit of an echo, but I'm trying to work through it.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Hey, yeah, I feel like his stock is rising, definitely. I found out a few other things was that, what was it? His passing yards per attempt was number 5 in 2019. The adjusted passing yards, number 3 in all NCAA. His passing efficiency rating was number 4. His total yards per play, number 3. And his total touchdowns, number 6. I know it was versus little competition, but regardless, man, his pro day showed the improvement from his high school pro day to the present pro day. It was a huge increase in his accuracy and just the way he throws, his mechanics. He's going to be the real deal, Grant. Oh, one other thing I found out.
I think he's better than Justin Fields, too. Keep going.
One other thing I found out, his number during the pandemic, he would hold Zoom Bible studies.
Oh, okay.
And also, what he said one of his favorite hobbies was to go to children's hospitals in Fargo, Minnesota. Which brings me to my next thing. Today is my daughter's 9-year liver transplant birthday.
Wow.
Which she received. Shout out to Lucille Packard Children's Hospital.
Wow.
9 years ago today. She received the liver transplant at 7 months old.
Wow. Congratulations.
And today she's 9 years old. She's doing absolutely great. She's been one of the best recipients.
Good.
I just have to say that today's her second birthday, and it wouldn't be without Jesus, but the 49ers need Jesus, and Trey Lance will bring that, plus that heart.
Rich, thank you so much for coming on, and congratulations with your daughter, and I hope you have a wonderful Sunday.
Hey, I appreciate you. I love your show, man.
Take care. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Who's calling me? Someone's calling me. Ben, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you
Hold
doing?
on. Someone's calling me. Hold on.
All right. Don't worry, I'll take
no, we're
command
good.
for a
We
second.
good. What's up?
Oh, okay. Hey, no, I was ready to take command of this shit, so no
I'll
worries,
take
man.
over.
I had
Yeah.
it under control.
Oh, for sure.
No, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the salary cap.
Okay.
Because I think, and I've been a victim of this recently. I feel like a lot of Niners fans have been trying to figure out what's going on with the salary cap, how they've created this much space in the recent few days. And you see all this stuff. I think it was Field Yates who tweeted out the other day, they have like the 8th most cap space, 2nd most in the NFC, all this stuff. And quite frankly, the more I learn and try to learn about cap space and try to understand what's going on in the NFL, it really doesn't seem like it matters that much to me how much cap space you actually have. Because if you look at what the Saints have done for the past 5-6 years, they're 50, 40, 30 million beyond the salary cap. And then just the day when they need to get it underneath, they get it underneath and they figure it out. So
hold on. What I'll say is you can get creative if you have a Hall of Fame quarterback and you're seen as a contender. Because then you'll get people that want to sign on. But if you got Jimmy Garoppolo and you play in Santa Clara and all else is even, a lot of players are going to be like Jared McKinnon. You know what I'm saying? So all the time, you're right. But that's what having a quarterback like Tom Brady allows you to do. You can get totally creative. With the Niners and Jimmy, I mean, everything's a roadblock. That's all I'm saying. Keep going.
Well, no, and I think you're exactly right. And I think the point that I'm trying to make is that I really don't think them having all this salary cap space and all the stuff that everyone keeps talking about matters as much as people actually think it does. Because if you look at the way this offseason is going to go, there's going to be so many veteran free agents who are going to sign on those 1-year deals, right? Those guys on those prove-it deals, right? And I even saw one of your callers yesterday talking about how those players might be interested in the Niners because they can showcase themselves, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there's going to be so many of these teams that are quote unquote in salary cap hell, right? But then they'll create that space to try it to make it happen. And there's like, I think right now, like 12 teams have their salary cap. And the reality is that it's just not how it's going to work out in the end. So,
right.
What are you thinking about what's going to happen over the next few days? I mean, I feel like for the Niners, the biggest thing moving forward, especially over the next 48 to whatever hours, is that if Trent Williams signs at that huge number and they re-sign him, which who knows, it's kind of up in the air at this point. No one really knows what's going on, right? I feel like it would really hamper their salary cap, even though, like I was just saying, it doesn't matter that much. But then, you've created all this quote unquote cap space when in reality, they have like 31 million, 32 right now, but you're going to have to give like 24 of that to Trent Williams. And if it's not and if you don't structure it right and you don't get it, because I'm assuming if they're going to sign Trent, they're probably going to get that first year around 15, 16 million dead cap. Right. But man, I would be really worried if I was a Niners fan, because while they quote unquote have all this salary cap space, they really don't, because any team can create salary cap space if they need to. I mean, the Saints, they tagged their safety that no one even thought they had a chance of keeping. So I don't know. What do you think about all the talks about how the Niners have all this salary cap space and how they can do all this different kind of stuff? Because honestly, I don't really buy it, man.
I don't think they're going to be in a position to bring in high-priced free agents from other teams because they're not seen as a contender and they're in Santa Clara. It's a problem. So I think what they're going to be doing is either re-signing Trent Williams and letting a lot of their guys go and replacing them with day 3 draft picks, or letting Trent Williams go and re-signing a lot of their other guys. I think what they do is they re-sign their own guys. That's what they did last year. That's what they're going to do this year. So it's either Trent Williams and that's it, or goodbye Trent Williams and hello Juszczyk, Verrett, K1, that kind of thing. I think that's how they do it. You have to have an emotional attachment to the 49ers to want to sign there at this point, because it's not a quick, easy ring. It show ain't. And I'm starting to wonder if players look at Kyle Shanahan differently.
Maybe
2016 was a long time ago.
Well, and I think the loss of Robert Saleh can't be talked about enough, because, I mean, if you want to rebuild your defense on the fly, this is the offseason to do it. Unfortunately for the Niners, they have a brand new defensive coordinator. So I don't really, if I'm building the perfect offseason for the Niners, I would love them to go and grab a bunch of veteran free agents and fill in the holes at center, corner, all these different spots, right? But the reality is I don't think they're going to be able to do that. So I think they're going to try and go all in. And honestly, I feel like they're going to spectacularly fail while doing that. And that's what I'm really worried about.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's going to happen in a day. So
Yeah.
Something to look forward to. Ben, always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, nice to talk to you as always, man.
Nice to talk to you, man. Take care. Trying to go through these quick, man. It's 11 o'clock over here, but hey, it's always good to see you, man. How you doing up in the Pacific Northwest?
What's going on, buddy? Can you hear me?
Man? Yeah, absolutely. What's on your mind?
Awesome. First off, if I hear the word Sam Darnold again, I'm going to vomit.
Oh, yeah.
Flat out vomit.
Flat out vomit. Yeah.
Is this what we come to? Is this really what we're talking about now? Sam Darnold?
I don't want to. I'd rather not.
Neither do I.
Oh, I mean, if you were a free agent and you could get him for like $900,000, sure. But you already did that with Josh Rosen. So what's the point? You already did that. You don't need to trade a second-round pick for this stiff.
Dude, Josh Rosen is never going to touch the field. Let me tell you why.
Tell me.
What do you always say about Nick Mullins and Kyle Shanahan? He loves the backup. He loves that grinder. He loves that guy that's just in love with football. And
you know
from
why?
Everything we're hearing,
that's Kyle.
That ain't Josh Rosen.
It's right. You're right. Kyle can't stand the guy who's like, I don't love football that much. I have other options. Because Kyle is a football lifer. If he wasn't doing football, he wouldn't be making $1 right now. And that's how I am. Like, I'm a journalism lifer. If I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't be making $1 right now. I have no idea how to make money in America if it's not through this. Kyle's the same way. And I don't think he can tolerate people who are like, you know what? I might want to go do politics. Then do it. Because if Nick Mullins gets cut from this and his career is over, he'll be a coach so freaking fast. He's not going away from football. Rosen is like, well, I could do a lot of things. I could do this. Like, all right, man, well, maybe you should.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So, did you see George Kittle is co-hosting Bussin' with the Boys?
What is that?
It's Barstool Sports. It's Taylor Lewin and another guy, and it's just football players, active football players that are still in the league.
Okay.
Getting on this little bus, and they just talk. They're just being the boys.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
It was interesting because he was on there with TJ Hawkinson. Both went to Iowa, both really good, except, well, I mean, obviously he went first round, Kittle went fifth. But so they asked Kittle about his broken foot. They said, you came back from a broken foot in 6 weeks. Dude, how did you do it? Usually that's 8 weeks. And he goes, I'm a football player.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, and he snubbed you. They said, anybody tell you not to play? And he goes,
Say my name, George. Say my name, George. Say my freaking name, George. You know what it is. That's hilarious. You didn't want to give me the promotion.
I know right then he was like, damn it, Grant. Yeah.
I'm not giving him the promotion. Yeah, that's what's up.
So he kind of changed up. He goes, well, we were easily in contention, then we weren't. And they asked me if I wanted to play. And he goes, if I'm healthy and I can play, why wouldn't I?
And that's all like subtweeting Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, it's shots day.
Fired. Man down.
And that's why when people say like, oh, Jimmy has the locker room. The players like Jimmy.
No.
I haven't been in that locker room in since 20. I can't vouch for that. All I heard was them taking subliminal shots left and right the last 3 weeks. Hey, I'm playing. I'm a football. How many guys came back from injury to play in meaningless games? Jimmy Ward did.
Mostert
did. Oh, yeah. Everyone did.
Everyone did. Fred Warner got that stinger. He could have said, I'm done. I'm going to sit it out for the next game and a half. I'm done.
I'm the franchise.
What does Fred do? Fred comes running back out of there, bouncing.
Yeah.
And then poor George Kittle has got to sit here and listen to TJ just going off about what a great guy Matthew Stafford is and how much they all believe in him and how he will do anything to stay on the field. And he tells his guys, you do what I ask you to do, I'll do everything I can for you. He's literally talking about how Matthew Stafford is telling the trainers, get away from me, I'm fine, and going back out on the field. And George is sitting
and then George Kittle's like,
yeah,
Jimmy Garoppolo's the same way.
Not a word.
Not. Yeah.
Not a word. George sat there like this, smiling, looking goofy. And
I'm telling you, I think the word in the organization is Jimmy quit on you last year. How do you feel about that?
No, straight up. That's what it's looking like.
Didn't Colin Cowherd say that? He said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the Niners
came out and said it.
On him. Yep. So how are you still a captain? How you still have the locker room behind you? That's why you're hearing stuff like Teddy or Sam, because he lost the locker room. You lost it.
Done.
He's done. He's done.
All these guys out here taking shots at Kittle. This is not the first time he said that. And he said it in a very specific way. And I'm telling you, every time he says it, the look on his face, the demeanor, shots fired. Jimmy, get the hell out of here.
I was the one asking George Kittle, why are you playing in these meaningless games? You're too important. And he
I
would
know.
look at me with a straight face and say, because I'm a football player. I was like, well, you don't have to tell that to me, but who are you selling that to? Oh, your quarterback who's taking notes. Are you a note taker? That's
pathetic, man.
Are you a note
That's
taker?
pathetic.
Yes.
That is pathetic. We need to get Jimmy the hell up out of here. Joe, when Joe comes out and says, get him off the field because the guy can't stay on it actively, you're done. Bud. Get out of here.
That's the end. Anyway, dude, a strong call as always. Strong call.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
It's so easy for you. It's so easy, man. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Take care.
You too, buddy. Bye.
Bye. All right. What's up?
How are you?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. So, with free agency upon us.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Steve, now this is like his 5th donation of the day.
Go ahead.
And he's just hammering Mitchell Trubisky. And he says, what if I told you the Niners want to draft Trubisky at 3-17 before the Bears shocked them? Keep that in mind when they sign Trubisky. He has left at least $30 just to predict that Trubisky coming to the Niners. Steve, if you're right, I'm sending the money back. You deserve it, man. Good stuff. All right, go ahead. You don't have to talk about Trubisky.
Speaking of the Bears, who I think will get Nick Mullins is probably the Bears. They tried to trade for him last year or the year before.
I saw that little rumor. I don't know if that's legit, but if it is, then why not? Yeah. If you liked Nick Mullins before, do you really change your opinion after he got, his brains beaten in behind a bad offensive line? I mean, I don't think so.
He fits that scheme very well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He does. It would be interesting. I wonder if Mullins goes to Chicago and Trubisky comes to the Niners. That would be interesting.
That would be funny.
That would be interesting.
Worst free. If you had to tell the 49ers and had the power that you do, don't make this move. Out of the 3 free agents, who would you have said don't do it the most? Would have been the center or the linebacker or the defensive end?
You mean Richburg?
Yep.
Richburg, Quan Alexander, or D Ford?
D Ford.
D Ford. Because they're all the same in the sense that they were coming off injuries when you got them. All of them. But D Ford was not a free agent signing.
No.
He was a freaking trade. And then they gave him an extension right after. It was a double whammy. So I would have to rank it D Ford because of the draft pick they gave up. And then, oh man, Quan after that. The dude played how many games? Like 10?
8?
7? Freaking terrible. And they paid him a ton of money. And then Richburg after that, at least he gave him like 28 games. But Richburg was awful.
Yeah, those 3 are probably going to be one of the worst. I think they're probably
Malcolm Smith too.
But you know what? I don't think did they pay him that much money. I feel like they.
Hold on. Let me look it up real quick. I think it's worth it to look it up real quick. Malcolm Smith.
That much money. Those free agent signings are so bad. People gloss over.
Not to mention Jerick McKinnon. I mean, there's so many. There's so many. Okay, hold on.
McKinnon probably gets a little bit of a pass because he got injured right there and then, and it's unfortunate. But McKinnon's probably the one too. But
okay. So hold on. Malcolm Smith. The Niners paid him $12.3 million. $12.3 million. Hold on. Let me get you McKinnon real quick because that's always fun. Jerick McKinnon. How much money did the 49ers pay Jerick McKinnon for his one season?
27.
$16 million.
$16 million.
$16 million. Yep. Well, that's what the Niners do. There's just like 7 or 8 people who are going to be living the most immaculate retirements. And it's like, hey, just charge it to Jed York, man. Just put it on Jed York's tab. He got me. My name's Pierre Garçon, and I really love playing for the 49ers.
Right. So that brings me either they learn from their mistakes or
they don't do that.
Or, they're going to say we're going to fundamentally change and draft players and get players who aren't coming off injury.
Yeah.
We're not going to do the guarantee money. And I think this year, more so than ever, if you're coming off an injury, you're basically at the mercy of the league.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I honestly think if they don't sign Trent Williams today, I think he'll probably go to the Colts because I think Trent is a hired mercenary at this point.
Agree. And the thing is, the Niners keep trying to get him to agree before he hits free agency. What did he say?
Nope.
He said he wants to hit free agent. You weren't listening.
Nope.
You played yourself. You're like, oh, he wants to hit free agency. We can convince him. No, you can't. No, you freaking can't.
And the Twitter comments of them getting Juice back, you only do that if you know you're not feel like, okay, we're going to lose Trent. Let's just sign 3 or 4 of our players back. Bring Tart.
Let's change the
Juice
story.
back.
Let's
Correct.
change. We didn't want Trent Williams.
Yeah.
We want to bring it all back, just like last year with DeForest Buckner. Yep. So this is all going to break down over $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. All right. Well, good luck. I don't know what they're going to do at left tackle. Honestly, though, I wouldn't have re-signed Trent Williams. I think it's too much money to spend on one guy who's 33. Move on. But I think this was a very emotional time for them. I think we saw some very strange tweets last night.
Yeah, I think they know something's up, either something very good or something very bad.
If it's just Juszczyk coming back on a 3-year deal worth $15 million, that's not very good. That's just not.
Why are you tweeting that?
Why are you tweeting that? No one wants to hear that.
No.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. I'll see you next time.
See you later.
All right. This is the last one, and then I gotta go. Gio, you tried to come on earlier.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So you talked about bringing back Alex Smith, Frank Gore, and maybe Patrick Willis. This probably isn't the 85 you're thinking of, but I'm thinking we bring back Vernon Davis too.
Vernon Davis. I always like Vernon Davis. He would have been a hell of a running mate with George Kittle. Those guys, 2 of the fastest tight ends down the seam.
Yeah.
What a deep threat they would give you. He's done, though. He retired. Maybe he'd come back if everyone else was. But someone earlier mentioned Jared Cook as a tight end. He's kind of like baby Vernon Davis. Never as good as Vernon Davis, but similar kind of
He
guy.
had the, I think it was 23 yards versus us, 23-yard touchdown versus us in 2019. Same
Yeah,
thing. Kittle.
that's right. Jared Cook. So maybe maybe they'll get Jared Cook and you can get yourself another jersey. But I like that you still rock the Vernon Davis one. Let's see the back. Oh, nice. Where are you calling from?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, snap. Why are you a Niner fan?
So basically, my dad's dad went to high school with Steve Young.
What? Wow. Your dad's dad went to high school with Steve Young. Steve Young's that old? Snap, dude. Dang. I guess he is. Well, that's
He's
cool.
47, I think. Steve Young.
Your grandfather is 47.
Well, passed away, but yeah, he would be, I think.
Oh, wow. Wow, man, I'm almost old enough to be a grandfather. I don't have any kids. Well, that's a cool story, man. Thanks for waiting all this time to come on the show. Sorry I had to wait till the end, man. Didn't work earlier.
It's fine. So
you were born in 2008? Man, I'm hella old. Hey, well, you was a good call, though. Have a good day.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
So I think Josh Rosen, in my opinion, should be our starter. I think we give Jimmy G a pay cut, 15 mil, or cut him, and then just Josh Rosen the starter. Maybe draft a guy said along for 2 or 3 years.
I like that. Josh Rosen's my favorite player in the league. So if they can do that, why not? I give him a shot. Let him compete for it, because someone came on the show yesterday, I believe, and said, "Oh yeah, that Rosen was kicking to his butt in training camp last year and making him look bad, and they got rid of him." So I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Gio, let's make it happen. Thanks for coming on the show, Gio.
Yep, thank you.
Later, man. I'm gonna take one more because Renee's been waiting for 3 hours, man. Renee,
what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? How you doing, man?
Good. So you got me on the Kellen Mond train.
Hey,
I was on Trey Lance probably from the get-go when I kind of heard his name, and I slowly was like, okay. I was looking at him, I'm like, he's capped 2.0. So then when you started saying Kellen Mond, I was like, okay, let me go look at him. I'm sold. Kellen Mond all day.
What do you like about him?
I like his arm strength.
Yep.
I like that he definitely is not a one-read guy either.
Nope.
He waits for the play
That's
to develop.
the difference between him and Lance.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and then also, I don't really want to get a quarterback in the first round.
Fair.
I would rather get, if Rashawn Slater's there, I would take him.
Yep.
If not,
I would actually, unless who is it? I think Surtain.
Yep,
If it's not Surtain or Farley, I would trade back.
I'm cool with that.
Everything also depends on free agency because yes, we need offensive line help badly.
Yes,
but I'm also on the not getting Trent Williams back.
Yes,
it's too much money. It's too much money.
It's too much. Yep.
And I know the Niners are not the greatest team to get free agents because they always blow money like crazy. They overpay. They get injured players. But this year it's going to be all 1-year deals. So as long as you don't do no multi-year deals and overpay, give guys 1-year deals, fix those holes.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is to get guys to come to the Niners on a 1-year deal, there has to be something exciting about him. And Jimmy ain't it. So if they could get Deshaun Watson like in the next 2 days or so, that would be really helpful for the free agent. Really helpful.
Yeah, that would.
But I don't know if they can do it.
The only way I would keep Jimmy G at this point is he has to take a pay cut. I think that the money that we're paying him right now, and you're not staying healthy, you got to say to yourself, hey, come on, you got to take a pay cut.
Yeah, for the good of the team. But he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who wants to do that. I mean, he didn't come back for the good of the team last year. He didn't gut it out last year. I just feel like he feels a little disrespected and butthurt. Kind of.
I do think though, if we were still in the playoff race, maybe he would have came back. I don't know. Like, I want to give him the benefit of doubt there on that.
Yeah. But I mean, all the other players came back, and there was nothing to play for. I just feel like here's the thing: you're the captain. You're a captain. You're the quarterback. You. If anyone is pushing to come back, it's supposed to be you. They should have to hold you back. You know what I mean? You should have to hold you freaking back. And that wasn't the case at all. He was like, it's just not in my interest or your interest to have me out there. Like, that's not your decision, Jimmy. You're the captain. You're supposed to lead by example. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Also, I would say that in this draft class, I think they have to get at least 2 offensive linemen and 2 corners.
Yeah.
But it also depends on free agency as well. Because our 2 holes that we really need to shore up is our secondary and our offensive line.
No doubt.
I think everywhere else I think we're good for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, they could add another D end, but I mean, you could do that. They have a good D line. They have a good D line coach. They have talent there. Yeah.
There's a corner, Cameron Byman, I think from
Cal.
Yes. I
haven't watched him recently, but I watched him last year when I was scouting Ayuk, and he was the one who gave me pause on Ayuk because he shut him down. Yep. And what I saw is that if you could actually press Ayuk and get your arms on him, you could stop him. But Bynum was the only one who could, and I didn't see anyone do it to him in the pros. So maybe Bynum is really good.
And I think he's going to go probably day 3. So
interesting. Did he play this year? Did he sit out?
I think he sat out. I'm not 100% sure, but he did. I know when I was looking at like the ranks on Pro Football Focus, he was like number 15 or 16. So I'm like, if you can get that kid, get it.
Yep. Absolutely. Right. Yep. Yeah, man. Thanks for pointing that out. Good call. Also, thanks for waiting.
I gotta go watch these Trask videos because you're so high on him, and I just don't see it.
Everyone is like, hey man, he's got a noodle arm. He doesn't throw with any velocity. I don't care. I think what he does is he throws with touch. He throws a really catchable ball. And I think people look at him as like, that's the best he can do. I think he's taking velocity off of it. And when he needs to throw the ball down the field, he's fantastic. He hits the guy in stride, and everyone's like, well, man, it's just Kyle Pitts. It's just this guy. It's like, well, no one says that about Mac Jones. I don't know. Watch him and see if you think people are being too hard on his arm strength, because that's what it always comes down to. The difference between Mac Jones and Kyle Trask supposedly is arm strength. I don't see it. I don't. Okay. So let me know if you do.
For sure. All right, man. Thank you for taking my call.
Good talk. Right. Yeah, of course. All right, that's the end of the show today. It's 11:25. I went 25 minutes over. If I didn't get you, I'm sorry. I'll get you next time. I got to go write some articles and move on the rest of my day. But thanks for calling. Cohn Phone's a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow with Botan and Vish, and I'll be back next weekend with more calls. So I'll see you then. Take care, everyone.